can't handle. When you use your mind, Mr. Fast got it good, but this ain't his neighborhood. He's taking over. No, no. Time is now. He can't hide. Find the power deep inside and make it happen. Sonic boom, sonic boom. Trouble keeps you running faster. Sonic boom. Save the planet from disaster. Sonic boom. Spinning through a world in motion. Sonic boom. Take it all the way. Work your move, work it out. That's what life is all about. It's your adventure.
All right, so welcome to the Game Lounge. I am your host, Game Lounge 78, and I've got something different. I think I've kind of set up for myself. It's kind of hot in my the nice comfort of my own home here or apartment and everything, and I wanted to. This is just something a little bit different. I call what's happening. So this is I want to say a what's happening for my very first what's happening, May 11th, 2015. So what I normally am going to try to do is just, and I'm going to see if it works here. I'm just going to play something simple, and I'm going to play some Solitaire. If this can't come up on the capture, which I don't foresee this coming up on the capture because it's not full screen here. I'll see if it does. I don't think I can bring this up on the full screen. I'm gonna disable the sound effects because I don't need any freaking crazy sound effects on. Okay, so I got this full screen now. I want to see if the actual game capture will take it. What I also have set is the download throttling, so if this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to just turn on the display capture, and that's no big deal. Yep, no big deal at all. I'm just gonna turn on the display capture. I'm actually gonna adjust the display capture because it's probably too large right now. Okay, and that is perfect. Now let's see what it looks like. Hopefully it captures the entire thing this time. So I'm not gonna stress on really how it looks. I'm just playing some Solitaire. What I'm really just gonna do is just there we go. So I'm just picking a few things to talk about. I'm not gonna really go into depth or detail. For one, it's rather hot outside, and first of all, thanks for coming to the stream. Anyone who is watching or who has chosen to watch, I did some repositioning of the microphone that I have. I needed to put it directly in front of me. I have a condenser mic. It's a little bit different to talk on the headset sometimes. I'm not really needing the headset to talk on anything. I'm looking at a chat, and I also took my laptop, and since I have a tablet, I have a Sony Fio Flip, and I made it so that it can, I can actually flip with the I can actually pull the tablet down, and I put it in tablet mode. So the weird thing, I guess, is I need to look at I need to actually split the screen, and so I'm gonna see if I can actually split the screen here with what I have. And so Windows 10, this is very different. I'm actually gonna try and split the screen, and it's kind of hard to split the screen because I have two things going at one time, so I want to take an advantage of how I'm gonna do this. And this is just really me wanting to split the screen here. And I'm not sure if I can, not sure about all of the Windows commands, but I'm not able to actually split the screen, and that's a challenge right now. So and I know it's possible. I know I can take like an application and kind of, at least I thought I could. At least I thought I could take an app and I could split the screen on it so that I can actually see what's going on here. So I don't really, I guess I need to figure out how I'm going to do this and look at chat. So that's going to be the big challenge right now for me. Okay, so I think I figured out what I'm going to do here. There we go. I think I figured out half of the problem. And now I need to take this window, and I think I can. There we go. Got it. That took a minute, and I should be able to just flip it, and I can actually now see what's going on chat. So cool. It's a little bit, I guess I'll have to set that up prior to me doing this. So anyways, I'm gonna check my phone real quick. Okay, all right, so I apologize, I bumped the mic for a minute. And so the only thing I wanted to really start off is this is the first one for what's happening. And so what is happening today, Civilization 6 is coming October 21st. Now, I've never been a Civilization fan. Any of those games that came out back in probably, I mean, this is Civilization 6, so I guess my take on that is it's going to be a very good game, I can imagine. It was in that class of games back in the day. You know, you have Civilization, The Sims, all those games that were on the PC. A lot of those games were just overpopulating the stores, and so, and then you have, of course, the previous generation of graphics, previous generation of a lot of things. So I wouldn't, me personally, I'm not a Civilization fan. I mean, I'm glad it's coming out. Definitely it's going to get a lot better improved AI. And so hopefully it's going to be pretty good for you Civilization fans out there. One thing to note that it's going to be extremely hot. A lot of people are up north. They're still getting these cold weather, a lot of cold weather. But most of the time, come June, July, the time frame, that's when it's still, that's when we get the peak. Well, I want to say August, September, but round about now, this is, it's May, and it's gonna get really, really hot really soon. And I want to say within the next week or so. Once you start seeing 80 degrees, 90 degrees, it's gonna get really hot. So definitely drink water. Make sure you drink water. I have a mix of meal water, about I want to say about 75% water and 25% meal water. And you want to mix that. Another good idea is you want to actually make some fruit or something more like a lemon. Get you some lemon water. The lemon water will actually help help filter the liver a lot better, and the kidneys, keep those things clean, so you won't have any issues. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is actually going to be released, and that's interesting because Star Wars Battlefront just came out. Why am I looking forward to Battlefront 2 so quickly? And I don't know. I have some mixed feelings on Battlefront, and so if they're gonna make Battlefront 2, then they need to just go ahead and start Battlefront 1, because it's gonna require a lot more IP space. I'm sure they're gonna want to expand on more than just maybe one or two scenes. And I don't know. I haven't played Battlefront, so maybe I should play Battlefront. That's what this is telling me. They have already taken a template of what they already have, and they're just going to add some new mechanics to it, and they don't have to do so much work to it, which is going to be pretty cool. But definitely 2017, we should be looking forward to Star Wars Battlefront 2. There's quite a few things. E3 is coming up, and one thing is that we know Nintendo is not going to be a part of the next generation console discussion. They're going to remove that piece out of E3. So if you had your hopes up for E3 this year, and your hopes up for the NX, whatever they want to call it, the NX, don't expect, you got to expect the unexpected with Nintendo. They might even just bring that thing, they might even show the console off. They've been keeping their fans in the dark for so long on it. They're gonna lose they're gonna cause their fans to lose a little bit of interest. And so this is the sort of kind of the same effect that Microsoft had. They introduced the Xbox One as a home theater console, versus a gaming console. You can play HBO, or you can get the DLC to Showtime, and they tend to dismiss the gaming section in the beginning when it first dropped. But now they've completely they didn't dismiss the Kinect. They just basically said, this is what we're going to do. This is our plan. We're going to upgrade the DirectX on the system, which they have done. And they have obviously, I'm off work, by the way, so thank you. I'm off work. I've been here washing my clothes. Thank you. But they've dismissed the gaming section, and then they decided to focus more on their the hardware. So they plan on coming out with a new Xbox. I'm still not getting it. You should be at work. You should be the one at work. Talking about me. But no, I'm just talking about. I'm just doing some discussion. I'm really washing my clothes, but what I'm doing is I'm just kind of just talking. So not doing anything, not doing any games, because it takes a lot of time to do a lot of the games that I play now, and I'm kind of learning a little bit more, and so takes a lot of time to actually set these games up and to have something that's a little bit better on the streams. So I'm kind of learning. That's one thing I wanted to. It's one thing I wanted to talk about. It's trying to set up these streams and stuff. It takes a lot of time. But I notice a lot of people, they start streaming early during the day when there's nobody, online, and people are at work. And I just kind of thought about that, like, well, that's impossible. Obviously either they're in college or they just said, hey, and it's easy to neglect your studies and stuff like that. So I just, I'm trying to use some of my community websites to pick a really good time to stream. So it's kind of, and then you start neglecting a lot of other things. There was this one person, she forgot to clean her room. And so, mom walked in and just started yelling. So, but, what I tend to see is a lot of responsibilities. You can quickly neglect these responsibilities that you have. So what I hate about this Solitaire games, you got all these ads on here like Love and Dragons. Why do I want to look at Love and Dragons? Neglecting your wife? Fuck my wife. How about that? See, that's how you neglect a wife. You tell her, fuck it, I'm done. Get you a freaking Mickey and just say fuck it. Fuck wives, all that shit, man. That's how you do it. And then you go and drink yourself to death, man. But here's something I just finished downloading. I ended up downloading the Forza 6 for Windows 10. I'm planning to play that tonight. And that's interesting. I got an update for Hangouts. Desktop notifications, pretty cool. But I have Forza 6 and it's very different. A lot of people are just, I don't know, mixed feelings on that stuff, but I've got Forza 6. I want to show off what Windows and Microsoft has done for the gaming community for Windows 10 users, not Xbox One users. Windows 10 having a lot more horsepower than the Xbox One, but in the graphical section, I mean, the Forza 6 game I downloaded this morning and tested it runs like a champ, and that's one racing game I plan on getting. So I put that on my little wish list, and Forza 6, you can either put yourself in the seat, you can put yourself outside of the car. The car runs smoothly. The joystick obviously is very intertwined with the game, and you can really play this game, and it's a really good game. So I'll be probably a little bit later tonight. I don't have time. So I see people have schedules. I wish I had a schedule with streaming. It's a hobby. I wish I could have just a schedule. Hey, this is what I'm gonna do, and I don't do that. I just hit play and go. But there is a new Call of Duty coming out, and people are already being salty about Call of Duty, and I don't know why they're being salty about Call of Duty. I don't know why people even are ragging on Call of Duty when I see everybody and their mom playing Black Ops 3, which is the latest Call of Duty, and Advanced Warfare is the other one. Well, the next one is going to play like Destiny for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and they're gonna take it a little bit further this time. Now they're taking the battles to space. You're gonna be able to jump in a ship and fly throughout the orbit of Earth and fight. So I think I like that. That's a lot better. It takes you out of your mindset where you're you have to be on the ground or always fight a ground war. You can actually just jump in a ship or whatever, and you can fly into space. So I think I like that better than just trying to stay on the ground and fight all day long. It's a lot of Civilization 6, and this is just PC gaming, so I should go change the topic, maybe, with the PC. But NVIDIA, they're holding. I knew it was coming. So they are going to market their NVIDIA GTX 1080 that they just released, and I have purchased too many NVIDIA cards. I'm done. I'm never purchasing another video card from NVIDIA again. I'm sorry. Some people have their own opinions. They say, hey, best of the best. But I learned one thing, and that's not to love something. And when it comes to technology, and because of how NVIDIA implements their business practices. And so here goes the new GTX 1080, and they're having a sweepstakes for people to win a new GTX 1080, which is kind of absurd because the price of that new card is going to be $378, far cheaper than their what they call the Titan X, which is $1,000-something. And they tend to tell folks that what we have is the best of the best, and really they tend to hide a lot of things from their customers or lock out features that they understand. They say, hey, we conduct some of the best research. But what I think I see from NVIDIA is, because of the graphical design of their cards and how their stuff looks and how everything runs, how they're supposed to be running things, there's a lot of bad marketing in my eyes with them. So one of the bad marketing strategies that I don't like about them is they promised NVLink. It's a new technology that they said they want to bypass the use of the PCIe 3 standards. And so just to clarify what that is, it's just the signal timing standards from the motherboard to the chipset to the graphics card to the computer and to the RAM. And it's just how fast, how well they communicate to each other, just to make it short and simple. And they want to bypass and make their own signal standards from the graphics card to the CPU, because they heard AMD is already doing it. Well, AMD has been doing it for years, actually, with Crossfire. When they decided to use PCIe 3, AMD said you no longer need the Crossfire connector. However, you can add it for an additional 90 megs per second transfer, so it does not hurt the Crossfire. Because of that, NVIDIA has boasted that they want to make something better than AMD. And they put AMD in the back seat because of what they've already marketed, the PowerPoint. And so they even said, hey, we're going to come out with HBM2. We're going to do it better than AMD is. Well, I have an HBM card from AMD, and I'm using it right now. And I'll tell you, it's there. First of all, HBM, they dropped it. They were the first ones to drop it, come out with it. And they've already got a full lineup of their high bandwidth memory. They've already got the best research. They're working with the heterogeneous system architecture working group. And so that's the working group that is setting the standards for unifying the CPU, the GPU, and the RAM. NVIDIA chose not to work with this group. They chose to conduct their own research. And I said, fine, I don't work for those guys. I don't boast their products. But I did have, for GTX 760s. Windows 10 came, debuted in around August, September time frame, and I thought that I would get the fully unlocked features of DirectX 12, and I was wrong. So it was useless. It was useless to use those cards. I couldn't use them. They had features for Windows 8.1, and I might as well just kept 8.1 if I used those 760s. So it didn't matter. I just said, well, I'm not gonna waste any more money. I think I spent almost $200, maybe 3 or 6, on 4 of those graphic cards. And I said, never again. I'm not feeding into their not gonna feed into their world of wonder, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, their excitement. I'm not going to feed into their news. I'm not going to feed into any more of their sweepstakes, which is what I'm looking at here. There's an NVIDIA order of 10 sweepstakes. They're giving away one of their newest graphic cards, and they said, well, it'll rival the AMD R9 Furies HBM. Highly disagree. When AMD dropped that card, it just basically put all the other cards in the dust. Doesn't matter what their specs are. Doesn't matter what they do at this point. It's a totally different class of memory versus the graphical double data rate 5X. All they did was just take the normal graphical double data rate 5, and they modified the chips so that it's cooler and it can perform faster. That's all they did. Same cards. And it brought the cost down for those cards. Great. I'm not buying one, because now what you're gonna have is a bunch of companies trying to overclock these chips, selling them to people, and it's like you're gonna end up quickly buying a lemon. When you buy a lemon and you don't know what you're getting, it's either going to break down really quickly, and you're probably going to take it back to the store. So not doing it. So no, I have not heard the new JT song. Why am I talking about why do I want to talk about JT? Justin Timberlake? No, I haven't heard the new Justin Timberlake song. I'll have to check that out. So, but right now I'm just talking about a little more gaming than music. I got you though. I mean, I'm not a free fall. I ain't set that pace here, but yeah, I'll check him out later, man. But the freaking Justin Timberlake, but. Course, because that's why, so this is it's more gaming. I know you're lost on what I said, so I can find you. I can help you come up this way. That's real easy. I can just help you out. It's all good. You're probably like, I don't care about that stuff. So, Nintendo, their next 2 mobile games will be free to play. And it's gonna be a little, I don't know. It's gonna be very mixed with Nintendo. There's gonna be a lot of people that either is going to jump in on that new system, or they're just going to walk home and they're going to wish they never did jump on that new system. But their platform, they decide to move everything over to mobile. And I still think that's stupid, because you have to pay for a phone to get, unless you get a jailbroken phone, and you're going to have to get a phone, pay for it, service provider, and that revenue somehow comes into Nintendo's pocket. So you're still going to have to get a phone from Sprint, Verizon, whoever. You're gonna have to pay for it. Then you're able to download that game, and well, it's. I mean, I don't know. You're talking about battery life. You're talking about sitting around just playing your Mitomo, your Nintendo games on your phone, and then they're working with a company, Dena, DENA, that's working with Yahoo. So Yahoo, they're not doing so well right now. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how Nintendo's idea for a yeah, I'll call you when I'm done streaming. I'm going to the gym. I'm actually just waiting to wash my clothes. So, but anyhow, it'll be later. So, when I do Forza 6. Yeah, and the chat is a lot faster right now, because there's about a bit. I don't even know how they manage the chat servers. There's a bale of chat servers. If you go to twitchstatus.tv, I think that's what it's called. It's a website. You can see how many chat servers they have and how fast they actually are. It's pretty. They've got a bale of chat servers. I mean, I take it doesn't take much to make a chat server, but around about this time, it's fast. But like I'm looking at everybody. All my followers are coming on. I have 13. I'm following 13 people. They're online right now. So this is now the chat's about to start bogging down. But what you got is you got these. First of all, it's 1 o'clock on the West Coast. A lot of people I'm following is on the West Coast, and it's about 1 o'clock. So a lot of people work half a day and they come home and they jump on the internet. And so that's what I think about round about now. So but the invisible gamers, this is interesting. This is a really interesting topic, the invisible gamer. And it basically, this is an article written by Polygon, and it basically says we're not the mainstream, and we're likely never will be. And this is an opinion. I grill my friends relentlessly about their gaming habits. I have a pretty good network of close friends and acquaintances, and they share many traits and make them attractive to the gaming industry. Most are in their mid-30s, and they have a pretty good disposable income. There may be a game for an hour or two a night after the kids go to sleep. They upgrade their PCs every few years and buy 2 games or so a month. And they're completely invisible to the industry outside of their gaming purchase. Interesting. How many of them are there? It's tricky to track the number of these invisible gamers, but my gut says there are way more of them than there are of us. And by us, I mean people who read gaming news on a daily basis and talk about games on our social networks. We read reviews the day they come out and argue about the reviews. So that's an interesting article, and I got this on Flipbook or Flipboard by this is very interesting that they talk about invisible gamers, and so I don't know what to think of that. I don't know what to really make of that, because I don't really know what exactly to make of an invisible gamer. There's a lot of people that have there's a lot of insecurities, and so there's a lot of insecurities, and when it comes down to getting known, no one's really had any real skills of getting known. No, I don't know. Frederick? Douglas Frederick. I don't know who he is. Oh, I bet that's Sergeant Frederick. I bet I know who that is. He was in Korea with me. I bet I know who that is. Then again, I don't know. I'll have to check. If he's a bald-headed white guy, then that's Sergeant. I know who that is. Yeah, he was in Korea with me. But the fact is, there are a lot of people who they don't have the experience, and so how do you gain experience from broadcasting? They can do what I did. I went on, okay, then I don't know him. If you don't know him, then hey, he might not even be in the army. If you know him, then yeah. But if you don't know him, and he said he in the army, he might not even be in the army. So I wouldn't even. There's a lot of people that's like that for some reason, but there's a lot of people that if you want to gain that extreme experience, then first of all you have to socialize more than game. And so if you do a lot more socializing and you know how to do that socializing and you know how to connect, then that's okay. That's great. You can play these games online all day, and then you have no social abilities or social skills. I still see it more of a skill than anything. And then you have more of a bias with these. It says the invisible gamer, so you have a bias. There's no one that's invisible. No one's invisible. You hit that stream button, you're online. What you have is a bias, and if you look at the male community, and I'm not going deep into ethnicity, but if you look at the male community, you'll see that they have maybe 800 followers, 1,000 followers, maybe 15,000 followers, but their view count is only like 3 or 4, maybe 6, and that's because they ask people to follow them back. But then if you look at the female community, everyone wants to see that they're not there to really see them game. You've got these guys that are insecure, and you've really got some sick-minded dudes out there that sit and watch these females. And when the one thing about females, if you don't talk to a female in person, you're not going to learn how to talk to a female online. The reason I say that is a lot of women like to wear cleavage, and they show their cleavage. They're going to, this is what it is, life. And a lot of them get online, and guess what you see? You see cleavage. And, even if they cover it up, you're always thinking that they're going to do something that's going to excite you. One girl just forgot her Twitch handle. She was on a stream, and she showed her private parts a little bit, and people caught wind of it. Someone just posted it. It could have just been the fact that she did it on accident, but someone posted it, and that got her banned or timed out for 30 days by the Twitch admins. That's what people want to see. There's other people, other females, if they dress up and they put the makeup and stuff on, then they can do what they want. But a lot of the followers are there to see them do other things. And I can tell because some people have a lot of followers, and about 20% of them don't even have a bio. They don't even stream. They just have an account. And I think there should be some prerequisites, some type of personal identifiable requirements. You need to be identified. You need to somehow identify yourself, and that will quickly separate a lot of these things. And the people that do stream, they stream. People that don't stream, they just say, hey, I just follow people and I just get online for the Twitch. And then you really don't know. There's a lot of unknown factors. About 20 or maybe 30% of your viewers might be under the age of 18, and so they're watching you do whatever whatever you are doing or however you carry yourself. I don't have that many viewers, and the reason I don't have little to none viewers is because I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna cuss, I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna act like a grown ass man. And when I act like a grown ass man and I see a childish ass comment, I know. And so that's the bottom line. I'm not gonna put on a circus show, and I'm going to try to attract 5,000 people at one time. These 5,000 people are going to warm up to me. I'm not gonna try and become this this person that I'm not. So like I said, I agree with the article, but I don't agree because they're not invisible. It's just there's a massive bias when it comes to getting noticed online, and that's a lot of people's goal, is to just get noticed. You do whatever you need to do to get noticed, whether you become a partner or whether you freak out. Some people become partners and they quit responding. They only respond to the subs their subscribers get from subscribing. So but Titanfall 2 lands this autumn. Why don't they just say this fall? This autumn. That was interesting to look at the topic because I just read it directly, but just that I can invest into to do that, and I charge people $4.99. I take that money and I'm investing into something that's helping me grab subscribers. I would do that, but I don't think there would be nothing. I don't know how much of the cut I would get from subscribing. So but Titanfall 2 lands this autumn. Why don't they just say this fall? This autumn. That was interesting to look at the topic because I just read it directly, but I guess I didn't play the first Titanfall. I should, but there was that was one of the games that was in the Microsoft television campaign for their Xbox One. So don't worry about Titanfall. Go ahead and get you an Xbox One so you can watch HBO instead of playing games. So I'll have to actually now backtrack and take a look at Titanfall 1. Nintendo, they finally cut the price to this is very interesting because just last week this is another trend setting. They're telling everybody something. They cut the 2DS price to $79.99. That's a massive price cut because it went from $130 to now $80. And that's a chopping block move because I bought a Nintendo DS, and first of all, let me back up. I had a Game Boy Advance, and the next thing I knew, the Nintendo DS came out. Supported the Game Boy Advance. Great. I was loving that. Next thing I knew, the Nintendo DSi came out. Here's a game that requires a camera now. Does not support the Game Boy Advance. I gave up. So I don't care what they do with the 2DS. This is just another example of why I stopped buying any type of DS. In The Witcher 3, they're about to release the Blood and Wine DLC. It looks like it's supposed to run better than the main game. Don't know how they're gonna. Witcher 3 is pretty good. It's supposed to be a succession, but The Witcher spread their games over different consoles. So I think the first one started over PC. Matter of fact, I think the first one, second one started over PC, and this particular version, Witcher 3, started now on PC, Xbox One, and PS3. So I think that's why everyone's playing it now. I was wondering why no one was really interested in the first two Witchers. But Disney canceled their Infinity series games. Don't know what to say about that. Disney is they're raking in more than $200 million a day just from park visits, and I mean, You know, they've got they've got Star Wars, they've got so much money. Maybe they found, maybe there's a reason. But maybe they're doing something different with their I don't know, their development line. So they haven't been doing so well realistically though. I mean, they've came out with Epic Mickey and Epic Mickey 2. I meant to get, I don't even know if they brought those over to Steam, but I wanted to try out those games. And so the Alice games, it was a pretty good game, but I bought Epic Mickey and Epic Mickey 2 for the Wii U. Didn't really do so well in it, so we'll see. Jon Stewart compares Hillary Clinton's inauthenticity to the weird lag of playing a PC game on a Mac. Now it's fucked up. I mean, I understand what he means by that. So, in great detail, not just probably this article, but if you want to know how bad a game is on the Mac, because Apple is not really pumping the Mac at the moment. They've made all these boasts and promises about their the Apple Metal low-level graphics API, and they haven't pumped any game for it. That's probably what he means by that. That's why Disney probably doesn't have enough confidence in making a game. So yeah, they just need to get someone else to make their games for them, and then they've I don't know. So I guess NBA 2K16, I guess they're really successful in their cover shoot with Stephen Curry from the Golden State Warriors. He has been named this year's MVP. And I mean, he was hurt, and then the guy comes back off the bench for the Golden State Warriors, and I mean, just out of nowhere, just started just doing the same thing. But the public already tried to label him as, he's hurt, he's not going to do so well, his game is already over. They've already labeled him when they did that based on everyone else's conditions. Yeah, someone like Kevin Love, his arm gets messed up and then he's out for 10 games. Or Chris Bosh, it's the championships, it's the playoffs, and then he gets hurt and then he's out for like 6 games and he can't even play. So, it's based, a lot of things were based on that. So, but I think Stephen Curry, he's doing really well. What I'm interested in is, and I haven't heard a peep out of Michael Jordan, and I would like to know what he's thinking about, because he's had a reputation for kind of dogging some of the new guys that have been coming up. LeBron James he just gave him a little respect. He did a dunk and stuck his tongue out at Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan thought he was, he thought he was disrespecting him, and he thought it was inappropriate. And instead of Michael Jordan giving him respect, Kobe Bryant did the same thing to Magic Johnson, and Magic Johnson felt so good about that. He did a sky hook. He looked at Magic, did a sky hook, and Magic Johnson looked back at Kobe and basically said, hey, good job, man, thanks. But Michael Jordan's response was not the same. It wasn't welcomed. LeBron kind of shrugged it off. He didn't really even say anything about it. He just kind of was like, well, I guess if the guy's salty or whatever, then so be it, And I guess I'll do just a couple more here. One of them is Uncharted 4: Thief's End just launched for the PlayStation 4 yesterday, and it really shows off the power of the PS4. I mean, like all other games, that came out for it. The PS4. This game shows why the PS4 is just a phenomenal console. It's just not gonna even. I mean, Microsoft's Xbox is also phenomenal. They both run about the same speed, same graphics and everything, and so the difference is though with Uncharted 4, it really shows off what the PS4, what game developers want to do, and they want to go beyond. They want to, they put a lot of time into their games, so that's primarily what they like to do. One thing I put on my list, Battleborn. And so I also put Overwatch on there too, but Battleborn, the early sales actually exceeded the first Borderlands, and so it's the same developer. They use the same comedy and everything. The difference is with Battleborn is that you can do that player versus player versus enemy type stuff, and so when you're able to do that, you're able to. It's very different. It's like playing the League of Legends on a 3D scale. And so I think I like it. I've tried out the beta a long time ago, and the same with Overwatch. There was a lot of people that decided to play Overwatch and wasn't really they were really skeptical about Overwatch. They're already giving it these weird opinions. But the best thing to do is to just jump right into the game and give it a shot. Don't even sit and try to fool yourself that the game is bad, because you never made the game. You didn't, those critics didn't put any time and work into the game. So the best thing you can do is try the game out, see how you like it. And I think every other topic is starting to repeat itself. But yep, and so this is what brought me to this morning. Excuse me, I may have hit the table a couple times, but this morning, like I said, it was free right now because it's in a beta. I downloaded the Forza 6, and so what they've done was they've unlocked the frame rates on these games now, i.e. Killer Instinct, Quantum Break, all these games for Windows 10 that have come out that are running DirectX 11 or DirectX 12 at least. Microsoft decides with their new platform, they basically enabled some graphical features that they have been clamoring to unlock the frame rates. And so it's a patch. They want players to disable the VSync, and turning it off does cause a lot of screen tearing. And what that screen tearing is it basically halves the screen and just tears it. You can see one picture, then the other half of the picture is like off to the left or off to the right, depends on what you have. But if you turn it on, it uses a lot more CPU to try and put the two pictures together. So it's I'd rather have it disabled to play the game a lot better, a lot faster, versus having it enabled and then you have to deal with the slowdown, or you deal with some a faster area, and then you deal with a quick area, then you deal with the slow area. So I'd rather have it off because the GPU just is fluctuating really quickly. So that is about it. That's all I've got. The reason I say that, I'm stopping there because I can't go any further in Solitaire. That's how I know I'm done. And I'm going to close this thing off, and I am going to go to the gym, and I'm going to get me a workout for the day. So thanks for watching, and happy gaming.